Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Rhonda again, as you know. Don't know why I say that, but whatever. Today is January. What is today? January 17th. Let me look. Yeah, January 17th. Had it right. And I have exciting news. As if you've all been following my journey through the health issues and my struggles of getting through not having flare-ups with the pericarditis and dealing with all of that inflammation. So I've been on a lot of medications, and four of the medications I've been on are for anti-inflammatory for the pericarditis. And this is a taper week, meaning I get blood work, the CRP, the sud rate, and this week I also had to do the CBC and the CMP. That's done once a month because of all the aspirin I'm on. They're wanting to watch my kidneys and liver functions. So I had four different um, tests that needed to be done this week. And so I got my results and I was feeling good. That's the other thing with the lab work is when Cleveland looks at my lab work, then they also ask how I feel. Like if I'm having any symptoms related to pericarditis, or even when I had the flu, the stomach flu, and the respiratory flu, if I'm having any of these kind of symptoms, not feeling well, they always tell me to not taper that week. So they ask me my symptoms, and sorry, I'm just getting up, getting ready to take medications. But anyway, so this is a taper week, and I had been on 1 milligram of prednisone up until, or this last dose, as I should say. And the taper week, they do the blood work, check those results, and then they'll say, how are you feeling? And then say yes or no to the next step. And so I did the blood work. My CRP has been at the normal zero point 0.3 that it's been at this for a while now. I don't remember when it started at that result. And then the sud rate, I think, was at 2, which is good, obviously. I've had it really, really high in the past. And then my CBC and CMP, those numbers looked good for my standard numbers. So there were no issues there. So I have the authorization to stop prednisone because I've been on 1 milligram. The next step was 0. So I get to graduate from prednisone. Today's my last day of taking the 1 milligram dose. And I do the taper every 2 weeks. So this is my last day of doing 1 milligram, and then I start tomorrow with no prednisone. So then I'm excited about that because I've been on prednisone since late February, early March. I don't think they started on me in Tennessee. I was in when I was at St. Luke's when I did the pericardiocentesis. So anyway, so I get to graduate. I have not been off prednisone because of the flare-ups and all the issues I've had. I'm gonna show you I don't think I can show you. I don't know how to reverse this, but I wanted to show you. It's not gonna let me. All the medications that I've been on. Well, this one is just a supplement that I do, but these are, if you can see them, medications that I've been on for the pericarditis, AFib, AFib med, which I'm doing my own taper of this one because with it's a new year, and these are after my insurance, after the savings card, I should say, with Maltac. It was like $700, and I'm not opposed to paying for that, but I know in March when I see the EP cardio in my regular cardio here in Iowa, they're looking at taking me off of this. So I'm taking one a day. Not that you have to do a taper, but I paid for these. So I'm taking one a day and then we're done. I'm not going to take any more. And if I need them, I can always get the refill. So I'm not worried about that one. And the AFib was only there because of the pericarditis. That's what we're thinking. So this is, no, it's a colchicine. Colchicine, zero point 0.6 milligrams a day, once a day. This is my midodrine, 5 milligrams, 3 times a day. That's the next one I'll have to work on, I guess. Not the next one with my EP. in my regular cardio for my blood pressure. I don't need that anymore because it's there to keep my blood pressure high because I run low, especially when I'm feeling sick and issues. It will bottom. I'll pass out and bottom out. Like it's because I have orthostatic hypotension. It's now that I know that I have orthostatic hypotension, I'm cognizant of that. So when I'm not feeling well, if I stand up, it's not that when I stand up I have issues. It's being up for a few minutes, then I could pass out. So I'm very mindful of all that. Like if I start feeling off after I'm up for a couple minutes, I just stop and don't do anything else. Anyway, you don't need to know all that. But prednisone. Here's your 1 milligram tab. This is my last 1 milligram tab today. I'm sure I could stop it today, not do it today because they told me at Cleveland to go ahead and stop it. But the regimen has been to be on the dose for 2 weeks, and I'm going to go ahead and do it today. That way, if something does happen after this, I know I followed the regimen, that I didn't shortchange anything. So I'm going to do this one today. And then the next taper they told me is the aspirin. I do 3 tabs, which are 325 milligrams each. So 3 of those 3 times a day. So I take 9 tabs a day. So 975 milligrams 3 times a day. It's almost 3,000 milligrams of aspirin a day. So the next step is Cleveland said in 2 weeks, like I would for the prednisone, but in 2 weeks, I'll do blood work again and we'll taper the aspirin. They haven't told me how they'll taper that. They just said check back in. So they know that I get anxious because I'm anxious to work out. They know I'm anxious. This aspirin taper will be quicker than prednisone. I'm not sure. I think they lower the dose. That's my guess, is they'll lower the dose maybe to 2 pills 3 times a day. I don't know. And then quicker taper. I'm not sure exactly. So we'll see what they say. And then once I'm off the aspirin, I'll get off the colchicine. I think they cut that dose in half, and I'm not sure for how long I have to do that one. So then the last drug I'm on for the pericarditis is the anakinra. That's the injections. That's these. They come in these packs. I get a month's supply from the specialty pharmacy in Kinneret. And this one, I think I'm about done. I have 1 syringe left in there, you can see. 1 left for this week's. So this has to sit out for 30 minutes to get to room temperature before I can do it. And then I have 2 packs of these left. They give me a 28-day supply. And then they'll text me when I'm due for a refill, and then it's usually on a Monday, and then I'll have the packs by Friday. So I let this sit out for 30 minutes, and then I inject it, rotate it between either my legs or my abdomen area. So this one, they told me I'd be on for a year. So I started this one August 18th. I don't want to be on it for a year, so we'll see if I get to taper quicker off of this one, but that's the plan right now. So that's all I can go with. I can't do all these assumptions. So anyway, when I had, just to show you, not that you need to, when I had the broken ribs, yeah, I had the broken ribs, and I had, oh my God, I had muscle relaxers, pain meds, and I got a couple different types of pain meds. Once I figured out the cocktail, because you have to stagger things, and you want to stagger things to keep your pain at a even level. And then I had to watch what I was taking because that time I was on prednisone, colchicine. Yeah, so anyway, I had to watch all that, but I was on a lot of drugs, so I'm slowly eliminating. So I get to take my prednisone today, put that in the cabinet with the others, and off that drug. Also, once I'm off all these drugs, I don't know when they'll stop this. Maybe once I'm off the aspirin, but the antacid, the Nexium, I've been doing that once a day since I started with Cleveland. So I'm assuming maybe when I'm off the aspirin. I don't know. I hope so. Slowly eliminating all the drugs, which I'm excited about, which means I'm getting closer to going back to running and to the gym. That's what I wanted to share with you today, that it's a celebration day, that it's my last day of prednisone. Don't ever be on it again. I actually asked my Cleveland Clinic doctor if I could do, this was late last year, last fall, if I could do an MRI of the heart before I get off of prednisone. So before the end of the year. And she told me no, because she said I will not see what I want to see, which I wanted to see the inflammation going down, resolving. And she said it takes a while for the results to show up where we want them on an MRI. So she said she only does MRIs in between the 6-month visits, if there are symptoms where someone's getting worse. She doesn't do them for any other reason than that. So she wouldn't let me do one, which I understand, because if I did an MRI and I saw that there wasn't anything changed, mentally that wouldn't be good for me. So I understand that, although I was hoping just to see some improvements, but that's fine. Now it's mid-January and I see them February 28th and I have an MRI then, cardiac MRI. So, yeah, we'll see. By then I should be, I would think, off aspirin and colchicine, I think. So at least the aspirin, I think, but colchicine, we'll see. We'll see. I can only go day by day right now. I can't think too far ahead because I get too anxious. I get anxious and I get all the emotions that come with it. So it's just something you don't want to do. Anyway, so today I wanted to share, it's a celebration day, my last day of prednisone. You might see another one from me tomorrow because I'm excited not having to take prednisone. It is terrible for your bodies. For me, it caused weight gain. Also the weight gain because I couldn't keep my heart rate above 110. So my metabolism's probably shot as far as being at a higher level like it was. But anyway, weight gain. When I was on higher doses, I wasn't sleeping well. And then I would get roid rage. It's a real thing. But a lot of that's been better since I've been on a lower dose. But I need to get off of it. My liver's got to be shot or get. I know they do the blood work, but Jesus. So anyway, goodbye to prednisone today. Yeah, one step closer. Thanks for listening in. Bye.